Hey guys, what's up? It's Dominic here and welcome back to another 2-minute tank guide for LFR, normal and heroic in Old Deer. Today we are finally on the last boss, G'huun. Now I've been trying for the last 38 minutes to get this done in 2 minutes and it's just not happening. So it's going to be a longer video and I apologize. So let's get into it. 3-phase encounter. 2 tanks. Phase 1. 1 tank, pick up the big ad, the Dark Young, and you're going to take it to the first set of tendrils in the top right. The Dark Young is going to cast a big purple circle. This is called Dark Mark, and you want to put it up on the tendrils in the top right. Once that's happened, you're going to move to the back left of the room with the Dark Mark, and you're going to wait for the next set of tendrils to spawn. Now, with the Dark Mark, you only ever want to take 1 stack of the debuff. If you take more than 1 stack of that debuff, you will get mind controlled. So make sure if you have the debuff, you don't stand in the big purple circle. The Dark Young is going to cast a massive smash. Use your active mitigation on it, face it away, it will knock you back, just be aware of where your positioning is. The back left where you've now dragged the Dark Mark to is going to have more tendrils pop, and it's going to have this big worm called a Blight Tendril. Make sure you taunt this and interrupt it. The other tank, help interrupt with the little tendrils when the Blight Tendril spawns. Make sure you're down there to pick that up and help interrupt. If you're a Brewmaster, you may very well get sent up the left ramp the first time to drop your Transcendence because you will be doing the 3rd Power Matrix Orb, but your raid will discuss that with you obviously when you're doing that. Phase 1 honestly isn't about damage and it doesn't really require 2 tanks. Explosive Corruption is going to be a debuff that is going out through the entirety of this encounter and it starts in Phase 1. If you get the debuff, you need to run the fuck away from your raid to a wall before the debuff expires. When the debuff expires, you'll leave a pool of shit on the ground and grey orbs will float out. You need to dodge these orbs and you need to dodge other people's orbs. If you get hit by orbs, you get the debuff applied to you and things get really messy. So you want to keep the room clear and you want to be dropping them on the outside. Once 3 Power Matrix orbs have been inserted, a special beam cannon fire will go off, you'll stack up with your raid and you will heal. Then you're into Phase 2 where G'huun comes out. Now with G'huun, you're going to tank him in the middle and you've got 2 options here. One is that you can either taunt swap at every 5 stacks, the other is that you can taunt swap every time the debuff goes out, which is going to coincide at about 7 stacks. This is what we did, which means that the tanks will be taking in turns to run Explosive Corruption out of the raid. The debuff Explosive Corruption is now placed on the tanks each cycle, so as I said, we were just swapping every time the debuff would go out, which is 7 stacks. Be sure that you're running it out. You need to ensure that you're staying spread 5 yards away from people for the Wave of Corruption. If you are close to people when Wave of Corruption goes off, you will take more stacks of Putrid Blood, which just puts more pressures on your healers to keep you up. This is bad. Blood Feast will occur on 1 random non-tank player. Now this is a big red circle that will allow you to drop your stacks of Putrid Blood. Think the last boss in Underrot with a twist. So our strat was to have our tanks and our 6th Orb Runner would stack in the Blood Feast to clear their stacks. An ad will spawn from this as soon as it goes off. Taunt the ad, ignore the ad, that's pretty much it. We're going to wait for the 2nd Blood Feast to go off and then everybody in the raid is going to stack in the Blood Feast. They're going to insert the 6 Power Matrix. At this time you're going to Hero BBQ Fiesta Bit Connect to the moon on G'huun. It's really important as well guys, when you are stacking in for this Blood Feast, if you have Explosive Corruption, do not run into the fucking middle of everyone with it. Use your brains. You may need to take one for the team and just die and get battle rezzed. Once this has happened, you will be doing a giant burst phase on G'huun and your aim is to get him to 20.5% to push him into Phase 3. If you don't, you'll need to continue. You should be getting down to 23, 25 area would be the highest you would want to continue going into it. Otherwise, you're most likely going into Phase 3 with 2 stacks of Putrid Blood. In Phase 3, the roof is going to cave in. G'huun's going to be wherever he is at the time. He takes 99% damage. The only thing you need to do is not stand in the caving roof. The last cave in is going to be in the middle of the room, so just wait for that before you run in. You're going to continue swapping on G'huun now at 5 stacks all the time, as the debuff isn't done on a tank each time. It goes back to random players. So 5 stack taunt swaps on G'huun. Explosive Corruption, if you get it, make sure you run it out. The ground becomes a mushroom pizza. You need to stand in the clear slices of the pizza. You need to dodge orbs. You need to make sure you are spinning away for Gaze of G'huun. So think like the snake boss in Temple of Sithralis. Stay spread for your 5 yards of Wave of Corruption and collect your loot. That's pretty much it, guys. So I've gone well over 2 minutes and I apologize. It's not honestly a really hard fight. Phase 3 is just about keeping ahead, spin for Gaze, stay 5 yards for Wave, taunt swap on 5 stacks, don't stand in bad pizza. Any questions, hit me up, guys. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. Come find me on Discord. Come say hi on Twitch. Thank you so much for the support through this series once again. And I will see you all in the new raid. Thanks, fam.